Let's move on to another panelist, Mr. Jugal Kishore. I request you, sir, to please kindly have your seat on the desk. He is a ex-AGM Civil RITES. Mr. Jugal Kishore Bhatti, an accomplished professional in civil engineering, brings over 35 years of experience to the field. He has been recently retired from RITES Limited on the post of Additional General Manager, Civils. A very warm welcome to you, sir. For the presentation, I request Mr. Jugal Kishore, sir, to please kindly give the presentation why multi-modal transport system is crucial for India to become a $5 trillion economy. Sir will speak on the particular thing. I request you, sir, to please kindly organize the gathering and give the presentation.
First of all, I am really thankful to organizer of Urban Infra who has given me opportunity to speak on this forum. Now I will speak on this topic why multimodal transport system is crucial for India to become a $5 trillion economy. This is all about me, already have been told. I have worked in RITES for 36 years and 11 years in tendering, and 1.5 years I was on study leave and I was doing MTech in building science and construction management from IIT Delhi. I have also done the MBA in finance, and I was nominated by RITES and did the international executive diploma in project management from USA. So far as the 36 years concerned, I am not going in detail. I have just highlighted that 8 years I was worked in as ICP, and 6 years I was worked in 3 metro projects in Noida to Greater Noida Metro, Pune Metro, as well as in Jaipur Metro. On right side, if you see, these are some of the trainings that RITES has given when I was working. Coming to next, these are some of the topics I have presented as various forms, that ESR contribute global 2nd and 3rd edition and the 4th and rail conclave. The right side I have written all the topics on integrated checkpost and multimodal system, railway station structure and redevelopment, and mobility as a service. I have also spoken earlier on the why multimodal transport system is crucial for India to become a trillion economy. And I have also worked as a panelist, moderator, and speaker in so many conferences and listed here. Coming to my topic, this will be the structure of my presentation. I will start from the beginning. On 2 slides, I will speak on the urban growth and the Indian economy, and what is multimodal transport system, what is definition. And I will also relate some of the examples and speak on smart city, the Prime Minister Gati Shakti Yojana, and the sports development, multimodal system, and the infrastructure. And I have also spoken on metro, RRTS, and DFC projects. And finally, I will say some about the challenges and what is the conclusion and the way forward. Now coming to urbanized growth. If you see as a whole, so far as the GDP of a country is concerned, only 2 things are most important. One is the urbanization growth, another is the motorization growth. Now, if you see, considering worldwide population, by 20th century, there were only 16 cities in the world where the population has exceeded 1 million. And in 1952 to 2010, 411 cities, they have exceeded this 1 million population. And by 2018, there were 548 cities where the population exceeded 1 million population. Now it is expected that by 2030, 706 cities, they may exceed 1 million population, and by year 2050, 70% of the global population, they may shift to cities. Now what will happen ultimately? If you see here, there will be urbanization growth. It will have the effect on the labor increase and then the effect on the GDP. These are the 2 figures which are ultimately responsible for the economy of the country. If there is labor increase, ultimately there will be production will increase, and other urbanization growth will have effect on the this growth pattern, travel demand like this. If you go on the right side, motorized growth, if you see in 2015, so far as the worldwide cars are concerned, there were hardly 900 million cars, and it is expected by 2040, 2,000 million cars will be there. Now, what will be the effect of this motorization growth? I have written here, it will affect increase in the urban trips, congestion, and emission. If you see as a whole, what will happen at the end? See at India, 32% population that controls 60% of GDP, and it is expected that by another 15 years, it will affect 75%. By 2025, it is expected that the logistic cost will also vary from 189 to $250 million. Now, coming to Indian economy. If you see in 1947, we were only having 0.82 trillion economy, and if you calculate from 1947 to 2010, in a period of 60 years, we have achieved only 1 trillion economy. And it is expected that by 2025, we will achieve 5 trillion economy. If you see on the right side, I have written some of the countries, how this trillion economy is varying. And when we reach the 5th position, we will be at the 4th, and we are presently at the 5th position, and India is now at the 5th position. Now coming to next Indian economy, these are some of the predictions given by so many organizations. As per RBI prediction, it is said that the GDP growth forecast is expected 6.5% in year 2023-24. And what the RBI said, they are saying that we have already achieved 3 trillion economy, and it is possible that in 2025 we will achieve 5 trillion economy. If you come to International Monetary Fund, IMF, they have predicted that GDP growth is forecast is 6.3%, and they are saying that India to reach 5 trillion, 9.1% growth over next year shall be the ultimate requirement. If you see worldwide, they have said the economy may grow 6.3%, and coming to Union Minister, they have said, Union Minister, Mr. H. Singh Puri has said that India may attain 5 trillion by year 2023. Now instead of 5 trillion, he is saying that they will achieve 10 trillion by 2030. As agar Morgan Stanley report you say, they have highlighted, okay, we can achieve the 5 trillion next year. But the thing is, it is not possible unless private sector become much bigger. Now coming to multimodal transport system. Simply saying, what is multimodal transport system? For speedy, comfortable, and movement of when there are two or more use of two or more modes of transport, and from origin to destination, the connection is convenient and economical. That is known as a multimodal integration. Now, the global, as the most of the global population, they will live in cities, and what will happen ultimately, multimodal transport system and the public transport system, they are most important so far as the mobility of the passengers and cargo both is concerned. I have highlighted some of the advantages. I will not going in detail because I have been told that the time is very limited. So this is written some of the advantages and some of the disadvantages. I have given one example of multimodal transport system and the intermodal. Only the difference is that in so far as the multimodal transport system is concerned, the operation is only on single contact. If you see on the right side, the operation is on several independent contact. That is the intermodal transport system. Now this I have written one slide is on international trade, how they are doing. Basically, once the payment terminal condition are signed, then the seller will ship the goods via shipping agent from port to port. Then the shipping agent issue bill of lading. I am not going into detail. The seller for the shipping, and ultimately the shipping agent issue delivery note, and it is highlighted on the right side. If you come here at multimodal transport shipment, I have also mentioned that from sea freight transportation, it will be from port to port, and inland transportation, it will be from port to inland, and air freight transportation by air only. Now, I will give some of the examples why these are really responsible to India to become a 5 trillion economy. If you see, I am just giving one example of this Dholera Smart City. These smart cities, government have started in 2015, and in the first 20 cities, the government has planned that it will be issued in 2016, and the second list of 13 smart cities was issued in 16. Like this, fifth for 9 smart cities was issued in 2018. And I am not saying that this implementing agency, Ministry of Urban Development, and they have a plan that there will be 100 cities, and 50% will be by center and state, and total cost of these 100 cities, smart cities, will be 1 lakh crore. Now I have given one example of Dholera. If you see, Dholera is the first smart city and the sixth bigger in the Shanghai, and its coast is I have written and 86% completed. If you come at the bottom where I have yellow line as mud, I am trying to send here, in smart cities, if public transportation made robust and accessible through multimodal transport system, then what will happen? India can save 21.3 billion annually, and citizen can choose commuters need, no problem of last mile connectivity. There will be improvement in this monorail bus service, use of private vehicles will be reduced, and ultimately what will happen? Hence, by use of multimodal transport system in smart city, infrastructure will have strong influence on economic growth of the country. And this I have given only one example of Dholera city. There are 100 smart city, and how will be the total impact that can be considered. Now coming to Prime Minister Gati Shakti company, this Yojana, government is investing 100 lakh crores and the 16 ministries are involved. If you see what will happen here, earlier its name was National Information Plan, now they have been changed to Gati Shakti Yojana. There were two main objectives of this Gati Shakti Yojana. One was multimodal connectivity by integrated planning of infrastructure, and secondly was to develop holistic infrastructure. These are the two main things which was required by the Prime Minister Gati Shakti Yojana. If you see here, I have given only one example, what will the benefits why this Prime Minister Gati Shakti Yojana. Material transported by ship will reach farthest village of the country. Okay, then will enable timely last mile connectivity, save time and cost, and goods and cargo will move faster. These are the some of the ultimately the total logistic cost presently 14% of GDP may reduce to 8%. This is one of the possibility. Then multimodal logistic part. Government is planning that there are 35 logistic paths proposed, and the main purpose of logistic paths will be to improve country's logistic sector, lower overall freight cost, and reduce pollution, etc. Okay. Now, so many issues are there that they will be having warehousing, railway siding cost, or etc. And if you see, once the multimodal MMLP will be constructed, then India, these presently if you see logistic cost is 14% India, and if you compare with the US and Europe, then the GDP, it is the 8% cost is of GDP in other countries. And if we go through these areas, what will happen? India by year 2030 is planning to bring down the domestic growth to 8 to 9% through the construction of these so many MMLPs. This I have given one example of port-led development along Sagar Mala project. In Sagar Mala project, the government is planning there is 7,500 route. If you see on the top, there are 13 ports and so many there, and it will also connect 14,500 kilometer route. And long-term benefits, it will have the components of this coast industry will result logistic cost, facilities, modern infrastructure facility will be there, and ultimately we see at the bottom what will happen. The components which truly increase economy under this Sagarmala projects are logistic intensive industries, efficient ports and seamless connectivity, and Rikuji skill yet. These are the some of the, and by year 2025 can boost Indian exports to $110 billion. Okay, then what will happen with after this Sagarmala project will be concluded, will provide access to new growth zones by multimodal solutions, expanding rail, inland water, coastal road services, and ultimately will also help to India to become a trillion economy. Now coming to another example, I have given you MMLP. I am giving here two examples. One is in Jogi Gopa in Assam project, and another is in Gujarat, another. If you conclude at the end, but it will say that again the multimodal transport reduce trucks on roads, improve environment quality, create business these opportunities, and ultimately will again be total effect on the trillion economy. This one project, I have given an example on this Kaladhan project. If you see in the figure earlier, from India to Myanmar when we were connecting, and there was a long distance because we are going through road only. Now, if this India to Myanmar we are connecting from Kolkata to Sitwe and Sitwe to Paletwa and Paletwa to Mizoram. Ultimately, what will happen after doing this? There will be reduction of 1,000 kilometer distance from Kolkata to Mizoram, because now we are going through the sea. It will reduce the dependency on Siliguri route. There is a one Siliguri road that is 100 kilometer. That is also known as the narrow Siliguri route, because if it is closed, then our activities were blocked. Now the government is planning that we should bypass that Siliguri route, and that was one of the challenges. And while going through this this multimodal transport system, there we will also cut short the travel time from 3 to 4 days. If you come at the bottom again, hence by connecting Southeast Asia, this multimodal transport system project will boost the economy of the country. Now coming to road infrastructure projects, if you see, we are the second position in road network. Okay, economic growth of the country will automatically increase. If I have just, okay, carry on. Right. I am not going in detail now. These are some of the metro projects, how we are doing this mono system. And these are the some of the models, how these presently these metros are working 50-50 model, 100%, 426, 40 PPP model. This I have highlighted the current status of the metro projects. I have given one example of London Metro, but I am trying to hell here. If you see, even after a gap of 158 years, still there is a scope of expansion of the London Metro. It means whatever the metros we are constructing, there is always there is also scope for expansion. Now coming to next one, I am not going in detail because these are already discussed. Once the DFC corridor will be done, then it will reduce this logistic cost from 15% to 8%, and it will also replace 72 trucks in 1 kilometer, and ultimately there will be benefit in the economy of the country. Now, in this population, I am just telling, if you see in India, we are having the maximum population in the world, but if you see 65% youth population is less than 35 years. Now, what I am trying to tell here, due to overpopulation, India faces unemployment, excessive dependency, insufficient income rate. These are the issues, but large population can bring significant economic benefits as they represent a significant portion of workforce and potential consumers. If there is a proper multimodal transport system and last mile connectivity, then such large Indian youth population will have a strong influence on economic growth of the country. Now coming to what are the challenges, I have already seen what are the challenges in the single mode of transport system and multimodal. I am not going in detail. Now this, I have given one example of TAPI project, that is the Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan. Here we were connecting one gas pipeline that which was having near about 1800 kilometer, 1814 kilometer length. And why I am telling here, because if you see in Kabul there was a problem with Taliban, and what has happened that this gas pipeline, they was passing through Turkestan, Afghanistan, Pakistan and India. And what has happened now? Because we were having this natural gas and all these things, these natural gas is used as a fuel and as a feedback at these locations. In power, industrial, Tata, plantation, cement, everywhere is being used. And as feedback in fertilizer, petrochemicals, LPG. In case there is a Taliban is a problem, then this road is totally blocked. Hence, I am giving one example what is the challenge in this multimodal transport system. This is one of the biggest challenge. And we have also seen some challenge in this Ukraine, what is happening today. So as for growth of India, this LP is equally important. So sometimes pose challenges due to geographical location. That is why I have given this example. Then I am coming to conclusion, and multimodal transport system is a crucial aspect of infrastructure because it will naturally boost the trade, reduce logistic costs, improve connectivity, create opportunity, and enhance efficiency, reliability. And way forward, now how to overcome the issues and how to achieve the economy. If you see on the left side, we have to formulate the strategy on travel demand, okay, develop multiple transport system, integration of strategy, I have already explained, anti-integrated approach to interlink waterways, railways, airports, and logistic paths, and how the GDP will be achieved is increase the national income, more employment, better corporate, and everything is mentioned there. And finally, I can say that foreign trade and an integrated approach with multimodal transport system and core is important if India to become a 5 trillion economy. Number two, last, to meet 5 trillion target, more supply side reforms are needed. creating new upgraded existing infrastructure will be key to raising India's competitiveness and achieving the target. Thank you.
I request Mr. Vinod Shah, Director Corporate Communication, Urban Infra Group, to please kindly present the memento to the honorable dignitaries on the dais. Mr. Jugal Kishori Bhatti, sir, ex-AGM, Civil RITES. Thank you so much.